Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode on the Bodybuilding News Network. As always, I'm your host, Saunch. Thank you so much for stopping by and checking out another video here on BNN. In this installment today, in this video, we're going to be talking about the prejudging results as it is concluding in the prejudging for the Arnold Classic South America Men's Open Bodybuilding, Arnold Classic Brazil, whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of titles, there's a lot of names, but let's go ahead and go through some of these comparison shots of the projected top five, and then we'll go through an individual as they break up the top three and the top six into comparison videos, so stay tuned for that. But as you can see in this first shot, we have Mr. Thiago Linz in the middle, in the center shot, which I think is really impressive. I was absolutely surprised to see him play so well. No disrespect. I just thought he wasn't going to be landing in the top three. But hey, he brought it. He brought the mass. He's very comparable and competitive with these other fellas. To his left, we have Vitor Boff, one of those guys I said was going to be landing in the top six. But gosh darn it, landing in the top three. Very impressive for him. I know he was very confident with his presentation, with his package that he was bringing to this show, because during last night's press conference, he actually took his shirt off and gave us, the fans and the media, I guess, a little bit of a sneak peek of his physique. So looking at this shot here, very impressive. Great conditioning. I love the sweep. Small, controlled midsection. He's doing a phenomenal job. And then all the way on the left, not as sharp as I was hoping to see him, but William Martin's getting pushed out to maybe the 4 or 5 spot. I love William Martin's, one of the better, in my opinion, one of the better known bodybuilders in Brazil. World-class side chest shot, if you remember from the preview video. Expect him to try to make some corrections coming into the finals, work on the conditioning, and bring a better package. Now, what everyone wants to talk about, Raphael Brandeo, technically standing in the second, maybe third place spot here in this first prejudging comparison. Obviously, that doesn't mean he's going to be landing second or third. Definitely my favorite to win the show based off of symmetry, proportion, competitive history, and just such a beautiful physique. But Raph, he looks really good. He looks just a little bit sharper than we saw him in the Prague Pro and the Romania Pro. So I like to see that a little bit sharper of a package from him. And we'll see more sharpness in the back once we move to those back shots. And on the far right, maybe battling it for the 5th, maybe 4th or 6th spot, we have Emir Amaregic. I'm never going to get that one right, but Mr. Emir, this is his second pro show, and again, a top 6 call out. Very impressive. Happy to see him doing so well. I'd say he still needs a little bit more time to develop the legs, build the proportions to be more comparable with some of these more veteran competitors, but overall, beautiful physique and very competitive in this lineup. Now, as we transition through these shots, they'll move some people around. They move Vitor Boff into the middle, giving him a better comparison next to Raph. And then this is where you can see that side chest from William Martin's. Just such a beautiful physique. Great structure. All these guys look really, really good. From the glutes, this is what I was talking about with Raphael Brandeo. He brought a sharper package. He looks more conditioned than we've seen him in the last couple shows he did over in the European Tour. In the European Grand Prix, as I like to call it, or at least that's what they used to call it way back when. Now, the lat spread. From the back lat spread, I think Raph gives up a lot of detail in his back. It's very smooth. There's not a lot of crazy structure and development, where you have someone like Thiago Linz from the second from the left. He has a lot of mass in his back, and he also poses it a lot. I don't know if it's something like he's just dehydrated or what, but he, in the video you'll see, he moves around a lot, and it makes me wonder, like, is he okay, or is that just how he always poses? So, not too sure, but overall, these comparison photos, phenomenal. Let's go ahead and jump into the top 3 video comparison. Raphael Brandeo versus Thiago Linz versus Thiago Linz and Vitor Boff. I was about to say Vitor Linz. But as they started out, they put Vitor in the middle, which I think is awesome. Gives him a chance to compare better to Thiago Linz, and putting Raf on the side. No biggie here. Side chest shot. Great conditioning from everyone, I'd say. Very comparable. Thiago Linz, I think, lacks a little bit of chest development, or at least the way he's presenting it. It makes him look a little shallow, at least from the side chest shots. But he makes up for it from these back shots as we transition into the back double. Very full, great conditioning. And this is what I was talking about, his posing. He moves a lot when he's posing. So I'm wondering if he's just dizzy or if that's like a strategy to like let the judges see all the different layers of the muscle. I'm not too sure, but very comparable. Everyone looks really, really good. Raphael Brandeo, probably the best we've seen him in a while. My only critique was I'd like to see his hamstrings dug out a little bit more. There seems not to be a lot of definition and separation in the hamstrings, but we do see a little bit of a hamstring drop from the side chest. So I do like to see that. There is another one here, the top three of Raphael Brandeo in the middle. Again, I can't say enough about this front double and just the overall package that Raf brought to this show. He just looks really, really good. The lighting, not bad lighting. I think it's good lighting. The tan looks phenomenal. The live stream here, or actually just the recording. I don't think they have a live stream, but the video recording, phenomenal conditioning, phenomenal detail on that live stream. Very, very impressed. And again, this Thiago Linz guy, I think he's very competitive in this lineup. I would say his midsection does seem a little distended in some shots, especially in the transitions, as you just saw him moving into the back shots. His midsection kind of lets go a little bit, and it really shows the distension of his midsection. I know that in 2022, it's not what the judges are really looking for. So I hope that he can take these criticisms. I'm sure he'll get them from other people, but if he does watch this, I hope he takes that criticism and applies it to his posing routine, his transition shots in the future. But let's go ahead and hop into the second call out. This one really impressive. Now, I cannot speak more highly of Eduardo Rodriguez. Pro debut after winning his pro card at the Puerto Rico Pro last year, and then coming in and then landing just on the crust, just on the edge of top six. Phenomenal. I think he still needs to have some time to develop the legs, the fullness, especially from the back shots we'll see in a second. But just such a great flowing physique. Taller guy, so he's going to have some issues with really putting on the mass as much as some of the others. And then this kind of transitioning over to William Martins, you can see kind of the lack of conditioning in the glutes. Now, obviously, I'd say most of his body beyond that looks pretty good, pretty conditioned. But you put him against Emir Amaregic, that guy all the way on the left. Great conditioning, great separation. Again, kind of one of those guys. This is his second pro show, I do believe, after his second place finish at I think it was the Big Evolution Pro last year in Spain or Portugal, one of those countries. So this is his second show. So we have a lot of new blood, a lot of new competitors coming into these shows and being very competitive. So I love seeing that, but definitely William Martins winning these shots, winning these comparisons in this 3 through 6. But ladies and gentlemen, a very competitive lineup. I'm sure we'll see the finals coming out in just a few hours, as I believe they're on lunch break right now. But that'll do it, ladies and gentlemen, for another episode here on the Bodybuilding News Network. As always, I'm your host, Saunch. Thank you so much for stopping by, checking out the video. Continue the conversation in the comment sections below, and let me know what you want to see next in an upcoming episode here on BNN. But as I said, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.